Kettlebell. Exercise 1. Start with the kettlebell positioned between your feet. That means it is parallel to the middle of your foot with a slightly wider than shoulder width stance. You can choose to do this with two variations. One is a double-handed and the other is the single-handed switch. Do at least 3 sets. I would recommend a rep range between 8 reps all the way up to 20. If you do it with single hand, make sure you do each hand with as many reps. This exercise performed correctly will target your hamstrings, your glutes, your lower back, and even your core. Let me show you from the front. Side. Make sure to hip hinge well. Don't squat down with your knees going forward. Don't do this with your back bending everywhere. Hinge back. Go slightly more down. So grab the kettlebell. Lift up. Make sure to brace. And breathe out on the top of the movement, just like any other kettlebell exercise. Exercise number 2. This time we're going to make a goblet squat. Here you have a few variations. One is where you start with the kettlebell positioned in front of you, roughly this length in front of you. I know you cannot see it on the picture, but that's kind of the best I can do. You hip hinge back down like you're about to take a swing. Grab the kettlebell with both your hands, swing it back, clean it up, grab it like this, where your thumb is around the horn of the kettlebell and your hands, your fingers, are around the belly. Take the other hand and do the same. It looks like this. From here you will simply squat. Breathe in, brace, squeeze your glutes, go all the way down to at least parallel or even deeper. Squat up, down to here, up. This exercise you may be really strong in, since many people have really strong legs, for obvious reasons. This is why, if you find that the only kettlebell that you have available is too light, you can do some few variations. One is where you just stop at the very bottom, maybe you go all the way down, and then you explode up. This takes out your tendons from the equation, making it much harder on your muscles. The variation is simply just going slow. Again, clean it up. Slow negative. Hold. Go up. Repeat. As long as you do not exceed 30 reps or so, muscle hypertrophy will be the same. Well, sort of. You might also find that you fail on your cardio if you do very high reps. But then you get some cardio gains, and that's not bad. Another variation with this exercise is where you grab it by the horns of the kettlebell, clean it up so that you're holding it like this. You want to have 90-degree arms. Doing this makes the arms slightly less fatigued from this exercise. And you do the exact same thing. You squat down and up. In the exact same manner. This variation also includes a isometric hold for your biceps, your forearms, your shoulders, traps, and even slightly your chest, since you're pressing it in like this. This is amazing for the tendons and might make it easier for you to row or clean in the future. You decide. Next exercise is a lunge. The lunge improves your single leg strength, your balance, and is amazing for your glutes. Again, you simply just keep it up. I recommend having it hold like this. Some people may, just like with the Goblet Squat, hold it like this, but I feel like it is less stable. Hold in front of you, brace your core, breathe in, lunge down, your knee just barely not touching the ground. Switch legs, your knee just barely not touching the ground. You can make this exercise more quad dominant, i.e. your front part of your thigh, by lunging with your knee more forward, like this. This also requires really strong ankle mobility, but as your knee is extending more, you have more quad. On the contrary, you can make it more glute dominant by taking a wider step and having your glutes perform more of this action, which is what the glute does. This also targets your abductor muscles, i.e. your gluteus minimus and medius, which some may say help define their butts, which some may like. And for the final exercise, it is a swing. Because the single-handed swing has more carryover to other things, because you are single-loaded and you are training your spinal muscles throughout the spine in a very healthy way, I would recommend doing a one-handed swing or a hand-to-hand swing. Specifically, I would recommend doing a swing that is made, I believe, by Leverstock, which is called the hybrid swing. Usually with a swing, you have two variations. Again, you position the kettlebell in front of you. Variation 1 is your hardstyle swing. This is where you're trying to keep your core and body as rigid as possible. This. The competition swing is the other variation. I have not mastered this form, so excuse me if you practice this. But you have a double knee bend, which allows for more power reservation. This means that you can swing this effectively forever. Well, you can't, but it makes it easier for you to swing for a really long time. Hybrid swing combines these two. You have a pure hip hinge, meaning you just do this. The knees do not bend forward, but you also have a small shoot with your calf. Let me show you. It's also very important to breathe in with your nose and out with your nose. No mouth breathing. Kettlebell positioned in front of you. The other side. The front. It improves your overall power and performance, and also feels really fluid. Some exercises you can choose to do if you are willing and stable and strong enough is the one-legged Romanian deadlift. It strengthens really powerfully strengthens your hamstrings, your lower back, your glutes, and your hip stability. You hinge with one leg while the other leg is behind you, and then you lift it up. This exercise requires insane balance, and I would not recommend this if you are a beginner. If you choose to do this exercise, do it with light weight. The other exercises on this list can be done with moderate or even heavy weight. But with this one, go light and save your back. You might also choose to do a one-legged calf raise, or maybe even two. If you are strong enough, if you're not strong enough to do one, just remove one leg from the equation and you calf raise. Optimally, you would want to have a stretch on your calf if you're doing a calf raise. This makes your muscles grow faster, essentially. That was all for the leg day. If you enjoyed this video, please do the usual YouTube stuff. I will not tell you what it is, if you already know. And if you want to see more, well, you also have what to do there. The next video coming out will be about how to achieve talking about how to achieve Greek hero statue body kind of thing. Stay strong.